Welcome to Sherpas, where we share for you to learn and succeed. In this video, we will be discussing imbecility or an imbecile person or insanity or insane person as one of the exempting circumstances. Let us discuss first imbecility or imbecile person. So, sino ang considered na imbecile person? An imbecile, within the meaning of Article 12 of the Revised Penal Code, is one who must be deprived completely of reason or discernment and freedom of will at the time of committing the crime. He is one who, while advanced in age, has a mental development comparable to that of children between 2 and 7 years of age. Siya ay matanda na tao na nasa legal age pero yung mental development niya o kaisipan niya ay may katumbas lamang ng isang 2 to 7 years old na bata. Matanda na po ito pero isip bata. So kung yung isang taong considered imbecile ay nakagawa ng krimen, wala siyang criminal liability dahil sa kalagayan niya. Ano naman ang mental retardation? Mental retardation is a chronic condition present from birth or early childhood and characterized by impaired intellectual functioning measured by standardized tests. May mga degrees po ang mental retardation. Hindi lahat ng mental retardation ay considered exempting circumstance. Ano itong mga degrees ng mental retardation? The traditional but now obsolete terms applied to those degrees of mental retardation were: first, idiot, having an IQ of 0 to 19 and a maximum intellectual factor in adult life equivalent to that of the average 2-year-old child. Second, imbecile, by an IQ of 20 to 49 and a maximum intellectual function in adult life equivalent to that of the average 7-year-old child. Third, moron or feeble-minded, having an IQ of 50 to 69 and a maximum intellectual function in adult life equivalent to that of the average 12-year-old child. Fourth, borderline intelligence, those with IQ between 70 to 89. Itong apat na terms na ito ay hindi na ngayon ginagamit. Pero ang sabi ng Supreme Court natin, para maging exempt sa criminal liability, yung akusado ay at least nasa level ng imbecile. So kung idiot at imbecile ang nakagawa ng krimen, wala siyang kriminal na pananagutan. Pero yung mga taong considered moron, feeble-minded at may borderline intelligence, pag sila nakagawa ng krimen, hindi po sila exempt from criminal liability. Sila ay may pananagutan na sa ating batas. Sila po ay kaya na nilang intindihin na mali yung ginawa nila. So kung yung accused ay considered imbecile or imbecile person, ano na ang mangyayari? When the imbecile has committed an act which the law defines as felony, the court shall order his confinement in one of the hospitals or asylums established for persons thus afflicted, which he shall not be permitted to leave without first obtaining the permission of the same court. Hindi porket wala siyang criminal liability ay wala nang mangyayari sa kanya. Ikukulong pa rin siya, hindi nga lang sa kulungan pero sa asylum o hospital, at makakalabas lang siya kung papalabasin na siya ng korte. Now let us discuss insanity or insane person as an exempting circumstance. Ano naman ang insanity? It is a manifestation in language or conduct of disease or defect of the brain, or more or less permanently diseased or disordered condition of the mentality, functional or organic, and characterized by perversion, inhibition, or disordered function of the sensory or of the intellectual faculties, or by impaired or disordered volition. Bali, tinitignan yung totality ng condition ng brain ng tao kung talagang insane siya. Kung ang defense natin ay insanity, necessarily kailangan natin ng expert opinion coming from a psychologist or coming from a qualified medical practitioner. Pero hindi lahat ng feeling natin ay baliw ay considered na exempting circumstance. Kailan considered na exempting circumstance ang insanity? Insanity to be exempting requires the complete deprivation of intelligence, not only of the will in committing the criminal act. Sa insanity, yung estado ng katalinuhan ng tao ay tinitignan din, hindi lang kung ano yung kalooban niya. Mere abnormality of the mental faculties will not exclude imputability. The accused must be so insane as to be incapable of entertaining a criminal intent. He must be deprived of reason and must be shown to have acted without the least discernment because there is complete absence of the power to discern or a total deprivation of freedom of the will. Kung paminsan-minsan ngumingiti siya mag-isa, hindi yon indication na baliw na siya. Mas malalim pa dyan para makonsider natin na exempting circumstance ito. May 3 guidelines tayo para makonsider natin na exempting circumstance yung insanity o kalagayan ng utak ng isang tao. First, insanity must be present at the time of the commission of the crime. So dapat insane siya noong mismong time o araw o oras na ginawa niya yung krimen, hindi before at hindi rin after. Second, insanity, which is the primary cause of the criminal act, must be medically proven. Ito yung sinabi ko kanina na pag sinabi nating baliw yung akusado, kailangan natin ng expert opinion o witness. Third, the effect of the insanity is the inability to appreciate the nature and quality or wrongfulness of the act. So dapat ang epekto ng pagkabaliw ng akusado ay ang kawalan ng kakayahang maunawaan ang kamalian na ginawa. May 2 test tayong kinukonsider para matukoy natin kung yung mental condition ng akusado ay exempting o mitigating. Advanced discussion na lang din, sa mitigating circumstance, may illness na mitigating circumstance. Kung pasok siya dito, pwedeng mabawasan yung penalty. So yung mental condition ng akusado, pwedeng exempting, wala talaga siyang criminal liability, or mitigating, pwedeng ikakababa ng penalty. We will discuss further this mitigating circumstance on a separate video. So may 2 test. First, test of cognition, and second, test of volition. Test of cognition. Only when there is complete deprivation of intelligence at the time of the commission of the crime should the exempting circumstance of insanity be considered. It is mitigating when there is only partial deprivation of intelligence. Dito sa test of cognition, ang tinitignan ng court dito ay more on intellectual or level ng katalinuhan ng akusado bago i-consider ng court na ang isang akusado ay legally insane. Test of volition. Test of volition or that there be a total deprivation of freedom of the will. Dito naman sa test of volition, ang tinitignan dito ng court ay yung estado ng kalayaan niya o kawalan nito upang gawin ang nais o saloobin. Ano sa tingin nyo ang mas fina-follow ng court natin? Test of cognition o test of volition? Despite the existence of these standards by which legal insanity can be measured, a review of jurisprudence shows more reliance on the test of cognition. Mas ginagamit po ng court natin ang test of cognition or tinitignan yung level of intelligence niya. Kung completely deprived siya ng intelligence, then it is exempting circumstance. Ano naman ang effect ng insanity? First, if present at the time of the commission of the crime, the accused is exempt from criminal liability, but the court shall order his confinement to an hospital or asylum. Parehas lang po sa imbecility ang effect ng insanity. Hindi nga sila makukulong, pero pupunta naman sila sa asylum or hospital. Second, if present during the trial, it is the duty of the court to hold the criminal proceedings in abeyance and commit him to an asylum or hospital for the insane, as the case may require. Dito naman, hindi siya insane nung ginawa niya yung krimen, pero nabaliw siya while his case is pending. In that case, suspended muna yung proceeding at ipupunta siya sa hospital or asylum. Itutuloy yung case pag gumaling na siya. Third, if present after judgment or while serving sentence, execution of judgment is suspended. The accused is committed to a hospital. Dito naman, may hatol na sa akusado or tapos na yung case noong nabaliw siya. Ang mangyayari ay masususpend yung punishment niya. Hindi siya makukulong sa kulungan pero ililipat siya sa hospital or asylum. Nabanggit natin kanina na yung imbecile person or insane person ay exempt from criminal liability. Paano naman yung civil liability nila? The civil liability for acts committed by an imbecile or insane person shall devolve upon those having such person under their legal authority or control, unless it appears that there was no fault or negligence on their part. Basically, yung guardian nila, most likely ang parents, ang obligadong magbayad ng danyos sa biktima, unless mapatunayan nilang hindi sila naging pabaya. Na-discuss na natin kung ano ang insanity at imbecility. Ano naman ang normal mind? Ano yung normal? A normal mind is one which in strength and capacity ranks reasonably well with the average of the great body of men and women who make up organized human society in general and are by common consent recognized as sane and competent to perform the ordinary duties and assume the ordinary responsibilities of life. May tinatawag din tayong presumption of sanity. Sa batas natin, lahat tayo ay pinapalagay na nasa tamang pag-iisip, na normal tayong lahat. Therefore, kung sinabi ni akusado na baliw siya or imbecile siya noong ginawa niya yung krimen, nasa kanya ngayon ang pasanin upang patunayan na insane or imbecile siya noong nangyari ang krimen. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to share it and to subscribe.